Hey, what's up guys, my name's Hansol and welcome to my Fire Mage dueling guide, and today we'll be covering Unholy Death Knights. I know a lot of you guys have been having troubles fighting Death Knights just because they're able to purge your procs off, which completely shuts you down. So in this video I'll be going over on how to successfully take them down. Today I'll be fighting Reinhardt. He's a gladiator Death Knight. He's really good. I've had a lot of fun dueling him last night, so let's get straight into it. Alright, so first things first, you want to make sure you grab the right talents and glyphs. Theoretically, there isn't really a right set of talents and glyphs you need to take in order to beat a DK. It really just depends on your playstyle and what you feel more comfortable with. In the first tier, I'm taking Blazing Speed. Not only is this tool very good for kiting, but you can actually use this to set up quicker and get to the DK before he steals your pyro procs. Next up, I really like to take Ice Barrier instead of Flame Glow. A lot of people would say that Flame Glow is better because it's a passive spell and that the DK can't purge it off of you. But the thing is, Ice Barrier is also offensive ability versus DKs because since it's a buff and when DKs steal your hot streaks, they have to go through your buffs. So when you have Ice Barrier up, there's more of a chance that you can keep your instant hot streak proc instead of it going away because you have no other buffs on you. Also, if you can control the DK most of the time, they won't be able to take this off you, and I'll go into this a little bit later. Frost Shot is an amazing ability that roots and silences your target for 4 seconds. You can get instant procs off of this by shattering and deep freeze out of it. Keep in mind it does DR with counterspells, so if you counterspell right out of this, it will be half. Cold Snap is an obvious talent choice you should take because it gives you 2 ice blocks, but not only does it give you double block, but it also resets the cooldown on Frost Nova, allowing you to kite more often and shatter more often, giving you consistent pressure. And that is the weakest link in the Death Knight that you should take advantage of. Last on the list is Incanter's Ward. It's another trash buff that you can use to cover up your hot streaks, but the best part about it is even after it breaks, it gives you another buff that increases your spell power, which can also protect your hot streaks. Try to line up the spell power buff before bursting to get some juicy, nasty pyros. One of the very important Death Knight cooldowns that you should remember is Icebound Fortitude. What this does is it reduces damage taken by 20%. It also makes them immune to all stun effects for 12 seconds, meaning you won't be able to defreeze them when they have this up. So a good way to counter this is when you're going to defreeze, you should Blanket Silence with counterspell as well into the defreeze. That way they cannot Icebound Fortitude, forcing a trinket, allowing you to full deep them later on. When it comes down to survival, especially when the Death Knight pops its gargoyle, it will fuck your day up, so you need to figure out a way to mitigate this. Method number 1. Use line of sight to your advantage. Method number 2. CC the pet using spells such as Dragon's Breath. Method number 3. You must use focus counterspell on the pet, locking it out, making it unable to cast at you for 6 seconds. Here are the 2 macros that I used to successfully pull off this trick. The first one, all you have to do is put your mouse on top of the gargoyle and press the macro. Make sure the macro is keybinded to somewhere comfortable so you can easily access it in a quick amount of time. The second one, all you have to do is press this macro once the pet is casting, and boom, it will be locked out. Juking is very important versus any class. Occasionally, I like to start the duel with Invis. And when you do start with Invis, you want to be able to juke that Death and Decay. A good way to do this is to go one way right when you press Invis, and right as the Invis activates, go the other way. The DK will still think you're going the same direction, therefore a juke. So in the video where I fight Reinhardt, a lot of people were complaining that I didn't use mirror images, and I get this a lot, but there's a big reason why you shouldn't use mirror images versus a Death Knight in a duel. The thing is, Death Knights have a spell called Death Strike, and what it does is it heals them for a certain amount while using runes. And when you pop your mirror images, all the Death Knight's gonna do is line of sight you, drag the mirrors over to him, and spam Death Strike on it, which will then heal him to full, and this will make you fall behind on the duel. The time I popped mirror images, I lost a duel which I would have won if you didn't get that little bit of healing off. The Glyph of Ice Block is extraordinary versus Death Knights. What it does is it makes you immune to all spells for 3 seconds after coming out of an Ice Block. So if you have a Hot Streak proc, it allows you to set up versus DK for 3 seconds without getting your Pyro purged. Also, if he has Gargoyle out, which most likely he will if you forced your Ice Block, the Gargoyle will not attack you for 3 seconds since you're immune. It's a great replacement for the Evo Glyph, and in my opinion, it's definitely worth it. The biggest weakness to a Fire Mage is when we get our Hot Streak stolen, and DKs have a glyph called Glyph of Icy Touch, and what it does is it makes their Icy Touch dispel one helpful magic effect from the target. So this has a chance to steal your Pyroblast proc, and there's only 2 really decent ways to counter this. One is guaranteed and one is not guaranteed. Let me go over the non-guaranteed one first. What you want to do is every time they steal your intellect buff, which will happen eventually, you want to keep rebuffing yourself, which makes the percentage of your pyro getting stolen less and less. The second way is to blanket silence the DK when you're making your way over to him to defreeze him, that way he is not able to cast Icy Touch in the first place. The only downside to this is that you won't have blanket silence up for the deep freeze, which means he'll be able to icebound it. Alright guys, so that concludes my DK dueling guide. If it helped you out in any way, make sure to leave a thumbs up, like down below. It lets me know I helped you guys out and maybe I might do more. Also, if you want to see the actual duels, you can click that video on the left down below. Last but not least, make sure to go check out Reinhardt's channel, guys. It's the DK I fought in this video if you weren't paying attention. He makes some great videos, and also we'll probably be doing a lot more collaborations in the future, so go subscribe to him, show him some love, go tell him that I sent you. And thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Keep burning shit.